Hey guys, this is Q here for thebuttonsmashers.com, and this is our review for Metropolis Lux Obscura. This is some good stuff. Like, I just want to say, I'm going to just stop here and say, guys, this is some good stuff. I haven't done a review like this where I'm just sort of like going to rant a bit before jumping into the review, but I'm just going to say, guys, this is some good stuff. So, let's jump into it. Don't you just love it when you get a game and it turns out to be much more than you expect it to be? It's like being a kid on Christmas morning expecting your folks to get you a mobile game, but then you get a Vita with Persona 4 Golden instead. You know, it's more like more than you expected. You know what I mean? And in a good way too. Metropolis Lux Obscura is like that to me. I will admit, I only chose to cover this game because I saw that it had a mature rating that included imagery that would inspire research of the scientific type. And boy am I happy I did. The game is a visual novel meets Connect 4 meets film noir motion comic. The first thing that one should notice about the game is its gorgeous film noir art, which completely surpassed all my expectations. It's beautiful. Simply beautiful. As it stands, the art in this surprisingly fun game is some of the best I've seen in a while, and I'm not just saying that because it features some deceptively dangerous illustrations. I like it because it's simply magnificent. I could imagine art like this being in a well-written comic or high-quality manga series, not a game, and especially not a game released on the Nintendo platform. If you've seen my review for Perfect Half, then consider this a video game equivalent of such a gorgeously illustrated manhwa. Now, it should be noted that this is not a game for younger folks. It's mature and filled with adult themes and depictions. In between these visual treats to the eyes, the player is also able to choose their next destination on an illustrated image of a town. Depending on the location chosen, the player is able to engage in a series of different events. These range from fighting other characters to creatively written dialogue scenes. Now remember when I mentioned Connect 4? Well, the battles are done by defeating enemies using a Connect 4 style system. In it, you have a board filled with square tiles, and these tiles each have images of different moves and abilities that your character is able to use. By connecting 3 or more of these tiles, the player is able to either attack the opponent or heal themselves. Depending on the foe, the player is also able to use multiple moves on each of their turns, with a catch that usually being that the foe has more health, has allies who replace them immediately after you've defeated them, or deal more damage. The main character always has 100 health, and he's able to use randomized buffs that can help sway the battles in his favor, some of which allow for more turns, while others change the time or augment the effects of certain attacks. All in all, I like the battle system a lot, and wish I had more of it. In the game, you play as John Lockhart. John walked through the prison gates a free man after spending years in prison as a supposed murderer for an old friend. He returned once more to the city where it all started, intent to figure out who it was that framed him for the murder and to make them pay with blood for their crime. Well, at least that's the premise that we're given at first. The more you play, the more it seems like John is like a walking omen who happens to always be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Everyone wants a piece of this man, from random ruffians at a bar to dogs. And what brings us all to life, what puts the cherry on the cake, is the exceptional voice acting. The voice of John and the other characters are almost always on point. There are some misses, but they were foreshadowed by the overwhelming amount of great delivery. The audio for the city and the background, on the other hand, is a bit hit or miss. What this means is not that it's bad, but rather that there are just some instances where there is no audio effects where there should be. Moments like 2 blokes fighting at a bar and no sound effects for the fist hitting faces just felt off to me. Something was missing, and I was always aware of that.
This fucking city kills. Everything's decaying. Withering on the vine.
We're all the walking decayed. Hey, any of these guys around?
Does the cemetery count? Psych ward? Some filthy, degraded gutter?
Hard times.
Hard times.
This game is, however, not without its flaws, but they're not the most likely of flaws. Chief of which is that it's short, unapologetically short. Before you know it, you'll be seeing the credits rolling for the first ending, then the second, then the third, and the fourth. By the time that it's all done with, what else is there to do with this game? In a way, the game seems like it's over long before it's begun, and for that reason, I say that it's flawed. My hope is that the developer sees fit to either release DLC updates or more stories in this city. Give us more of everything, and I'll be happy. More story, more characters, more battles, more gorgeous art, and certainly more scientific reasons to stick around. The game does also have another flaw, and this one is almost game breaking. I'm not sure what causes it, but sometimes some tiles just vanish from the board, leaving blank spaces. At first I thought it was a mechanic, but after some closer observation I noticed that they were just actually stuck on the other tiles, thus rendering the space they once occupied unusable and preventing most progress in that particular row.
That's a real nice hotel you live in, Andy.
Don't call me that. Not by any spelling, Mr. Lockhart.
How long do I wait?
You've never waited for a woman? It'll take as long as it takes. This isn't a $20 blowjob in a side alley, Mr. Lockhart. This takes artistry and patience.
So, with all that I've had to say so far about this game, here's my final verdict. I enjoyed my time with this game greatly, to the point that I replayed it multiple times, combed its Steam page for potential updates and DLC, and even left it installed on my Nintendo Switch after I'd completed all the storylines, when my better judgment knows that I should remove it to free up space for other games. This is an excellent game with beautiful art, great voice acting, and an interesting story. Its only flaw, its one and only flaw, being that there isn't more of it. More locations to visit, more battles to have, more beautiful art to behold. I wish it were longer. For a game like this deserves more of my time, and it deserves your time too. Thank you very much for watching our review of Metropolis Lux Obscura. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to leave us a like and a comment in the comment section below to let us know what you think about this game. And if you'd like to see more content like this from us, make sure to subscribe to this channel, and also make sure to hit that bell button so that you can always be in the know when we put out new content.